Hey, all you cats and kittens out there. So, quick introduction to trees. How do you know a tree is a tree? Well, all of us morphologically have a good idea of what a tree is, but botanically speaking, a tree is a woody perennial plant. So, what do you know about perennials? They grow year after year and usually have a dormant stage in between. So, a tree doesn't usually go down into the earth into a bulb in its dormant stage, but it does grow year after year. They grow to at least 13 feet, so an adult tree needs to be at least 13 feet tall, usually more. Some trees can be over 100 feet tall, but the 13 feet is really your minimum. Anything that doesn't grow over that is going to be a shrub. And usually they grow a trunk, or they do have always a trunk. We do know we've seen trees that have split or had two trunks grow together, but they have a trunk that must reach at adulthood at least 3 inches in diameter at 4.5 feet from the ground. So that's how, botanically speaking, we know we're talking about a tree. Trees can fall into categories of uses. Ornamental. So an ornamental tree is going to be strictly for its appearance, its smell, its color, strictly for aesthetic reasons. A forestry or lumber tree is going to be, of course, for lumber or to manage a forest for critters. Shade or landscaping trees, and agricultural trees, nuts, and fruits. And of course, there's some overlap in here between horticulture and agriculture because nuts and fruit trees definitely are to feed our bodies. And the ornamental trees are definitely to feed our spirits. What about the forestry and the landscaping trees? Well, between all of these, we can definitely have some overlap, okay? Can a forestry tree also be a ornamental or a shade landscaping tree? Absolutely. So here's a picture of a longleaf pine. And I'm not going to expect you to be able to spot a longleaf from a loblolly or a slash. It's just not really what you need to be able to do. But a longleaf pine actually is a great aerator. They put out a lot of oxygen and they filter a lot of pollution. So if you go to Tatnall Square Park, they actually have planted longleaf pines specifically for that reason. And they are a horticultural tree. It's not being managed as a stand, it's being managed as one tree. So if you're managing like a whole stand of trees, if you're managing a forest for the health of the forest, that's not really going to be horticultural. But if you're taking one of those forestry trees and you're managing it as a horticultural tree, as for its beauty, its aesthetics, or you're managing it for a landscape, so that one tree is very important, then you are crossing into horticultural trees. So certainly there can be a lot of overlap. So here's an oak tree here for shade. So I want you to just realize that one tree could have more than one use. So that's why it's important for us to be familiar with all trees, not just what we think of as strictly ornamental trees. All right, go on to the next video and have a great day.